Good afternoon,
Good
and
afternoon.
how may I address you?
I'm Sim Yi.
Hello, Simi. I am Enrico. How have you been doing these past few days?
I'm feeling alright, like not too good.
Alright, okay. So, before we begin the counseling session proper, I would like to go through with you a few rules and regulations, okay? Number one, administration matters, okay, your financial. Number one, each session is $27.52. Okay, it is a 1 hour session, and you have a total of about 10 sessions. Okay, it will spread throughout the month about 2 to 3 times. And if you have any difficulty in with payment, please approach our staff upstairs to seek out for any financial schemes that would aid you in this. Next, my role as a counselor. Okay, my role of a counselor is not to give you answers to whatever issues you're having. It is more of to support you and aid you, give you options for you to figure out what is good for your own life. Okay, so whatever decision is made is entirely up to you. So with that, confidentiality. Okay, what is said in here will be kept between us and maybe a few papers. So for recording purposes, um, will be between us unless you decide to say harm yourself, others, or damage property. Then I will have to refer you to the relevant authorities or contact your next of kin. Without further ado, if you are okay with these terms, please sign on the dotted line.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Miss Simi, what brings you here today?
I lost my child to leukemia around a year ago and haven't been doing well.
I see. Okay. First and foremost, I would like to affirm you and say that losing a child is no easy feat. Yeah, I'm sure it's really difficult for any parent, and for you coming down to seek professional help for your personal well-being, I think is very formidable of you, and I think it's really good. And feeling really down, I think, is also very normal. I think it's a bit of an understatement for what you're feeling now, because it's normal for any parent to feel this way about losing the child. So, how have you been coping with the recent passing of your child?
After my daughter had passed away, I've picked up smoking and drinking.
I see. Okay. So, with your child's death, I think I sense that you were lost, confused maybe, and without knowing what to do, you turn to things like of temporary relief, things that will give you that temporary high. Excuse me. Temporary high, so that you maybe would forget about your child's passing, if I'm not wrong. Um, that was just my assumption. What made you go to this extent of picking up these unhealthy habits?
I have no idea what I should do, so and the people around me are also, using smoking and drinking as a coping mechanism. So I thought that it actually helped. So I turned to drinking and smoking, which made me temporarily forget about the passing of my child. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so I think peer pressure has a certain role in your picking up of the habits. With that, because of on top of the confusion and being lost again, you picked up this habit through social, smoking, and all these unhealthy habits. Why, as you mentioned, forgetting about your child's passing. What makes you want to forget about your child's passing? Please elaborate.
I would like to forget about her passing because it has been affecting my daily life. Because every small children I see on the street reminds me of my child, which makes me break down easily.
I see. So now I'm sensing a little bit more deeper emotion of sadness and feeling of distraught.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, it is very difficult when you see other people with children as well. With that, I would like to summarize everything you've given me so far. So, number one is the passing of your child and how you're coping with it. With the coping mechanisms you've picked up, they are smoking and drinking as well. I would say they're unhealthy, but they are coping mechanisms. And then after that, the sadness of seeing other people around having children. So out of these four, which one would you like to begin with?
So I would like to talk about the loss of my child first because I feel that is what made me pick up all these unhealthy habits.
I see. Okay.